Hey friends, today I want to talk about the power of prayer, why I believe in it, why it means so much to me. It's a part of my testimony. It's the reason why I'm alive. 4.5 years ago is when I was saved. I was homeless. I was addicted, living out of my car, and sometimes in a tent. I've even slept in a dumpster before in the middle of the wintertime, just to get out of the elements. But there would be random nights where I didn't have a couch to sleep on. I had no gas. I had no money. I don't even know where I was, but I'd be in the middle of the night. And God would send missionaries or elders to come share the word with me out of nowhere. And this happened numerous times. It wasn't just once. And I know those were signs. Those were signs to me that I knew I needed to get on my knees. And I wasn't ready yet. Fast forward to 4.5 years ago, I was finally ready. I was dating somebody that was a complete narcissist. And something told me that now's the time. Now's the time. Your words have power. I got on my knees and I started praying. I have a Catholic background. So I got a candle, got the St. Michael candle, and a friend let me put it in his garage, and I lit that candle and I said that St. Michael prayer every night until that candle went out for about a week, every night. And about 2 weeks later, I was hit by a street racer while I was riding my bicycle. The witnesses said that the street racer was going at least 80 miles an hour, and they have no idea how I was still alive. I woke up 10 days later in the trauma center at OHSU with staples down my stomach. I woke up and I'm like, so this is my comeback story, right? My story doesn't stop there. My conscience knew what was happening. I have no recollection of the accident or anything up until the time 10 days later when I woke up in the hospital. But my subconscious knew. I remember gaining consciousness 3 separate times. And I would gain consciousness enough to say, St. Michael, defend me. The second time I said, St. Michael, defend me in battle. And again for a third time, St. Michael, defend me. That's about the only thing I can remember from within a few minutes to an hour before I got hit till when I woke up in the hospital. Story doesn't end there. I had a really epic journey. I don't know if it was an out-of-body experience. I don't know if it's because I was this close to meeting my maker. But while I was out of it, in the dream state, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. But I was flying on wings like an eagle. And if you are anywhere familiar with the Bible, I think it's Isaiah something. There is a verse in there that says, you'll fly on wings like an eagle. I'll have to get that for you, and I'll have to do another post about that separately. But But anyways, after I got out of the hospital, my parents, they didn't want me to stay at their house. But I had nowhere else to go. I would have gone right back to the streets if they didn't let me stay there. So I think a couple weeks later, maybe about a month after getting out of the hospital, my mom and I went to Safeway to go get my dad some lunch. And I still have staples in my stomach. I'm walking with a cane. This experience was very humbling. It empties everything out of you except for that feeling that you feel when you're saved, when you're almost meet your maker. We pull into this parking lot, and my mom parks, and on a loudspeaker, you guys, on a loudspeaker in Gresham, I hear on a violin somebody playing Alleluia. Now, if that's just not one more time God is speaking to you, I don't know what is. But it just, to me, it felt like the heavens were opening up and God is just looking right down on me. I mean, Alleluia on the violin of all things. It was beautiful. I just burst into tears crying. Because my story just keeps unfolding more of God's goodness, His love, His mercy, His forgiveness, and His grace. And then so just a couple of days ago, I spoke at the Charlie Kirk Vigil. I've been being pulled for quite a while now to tell my story. But I'm camera shy. I don't speak in public. But I have to. That is the next step in my journey. That is where I'm at. So I got the courage. I finally got the strength to go up there and tell just part of my story to the community. And right after I handed over the microphone, you guys, as I was walking away, there was a lady that came up to me with tears in her eyes. She was with me the night I got hit by that streetcar racer. She was there with me to pray with me and to stay with me until the police and the ambulance got there. For any of the times that I could have and should have started speaking on my journey, that was the night to do it. Because once again in my story, God is working in mysterious ways that we don't even understand. I was meant to speak that night to find her. We were meant to connect. For whatever reason, to give her comfort knowing, she said, I never knew if you made it or not. They never told me where you went. Or they didn't tell me if you made it or not because she wasn't family. And now the next part of my journey is to continue to glorify God and the amazing things that He's done in my life, and to give hope to somebody else maybe that's out there struggling with homelessness or addiction, or if you know somebody that is. Get on your knees and start praying. Get on your knees and start praying, and you have to want it. You have to want it. But anyways, that's just a part of my story. There's a lot of other synchronicities and other things that God has done. And my mom calls me a 700 Club story. But I would love to share more with you guys. If you have any questions, if you have any relatable stories like that, let me know down in the comments. I would love to connect with you and help share stories with you. It's hard to find other people that have kind of walked this same path, that have that spiritual nature through divine workings like this. Thank you for listening. Have a good day. Give me a like, give me a follow, give me a comment. Share my story. Help it reach those who may need it. God bless. Have a good day.